Well, good evening. Uh, this is Dr. Sudarshan Ray, psychiatrist, bringing you yet another video in my series on mental health, especially during the lockdown period on account of COVID 19. Today, we are going to discuss about personality. Okay, now to start with, personality is something which is not inherited. Problems like you know schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, even they have a genetic basis. Okay, but in case of personality, it is something which is developed, which is cultivated. As I often tell my patients or others, that if there was an identification system in which we could map our individual personalities, they would act as better identifying markers than perhaps the fingerprint or the retinal images. Personality of even monozygotic twins, what we call the Siamese twins, okay, those who look exactly alike, are also different. So, to start with, let me oversimplify the definition of personality as has been stated by Gordon Allport. Now, personality. Let's consider a TV or a computer monitor. We talk about pixels and megapixels, even the mobile screens, talking about the pixels and megapixels. So these megapixels actually determine the characteristics of the image produced by the screen, the clarity. Similar is the case with personality. How? Actually, as we say, that to every action is a equal and opposite reaction. But here we are not talking about the equal and opposite reaction per se, but about the reaction only. You perform an action, there is a reaction. You learn a lesson, that lesson is one pixel. For example, in your childhood, perhaps you ate something which you are not supposed to. Okay, no, you did not know that you cannot actually take those things, those are poisonous, or they will upset your stomach. So you receive scolding from your parents, or perhaps a tight slap. So the action you perform ate the thing which you are not supposed to. The reaction you received, the reprimand, the scolding, the slap, that taught you a lesson that not to eat that thing in the future. So that is one pixel. Pixel is a lesson learned. So, in this way, as we grow up, the society around us changes, it becomes more inclusive, it expands. First, it includes your parents, your siblings, then your relatives, then your friends, then your classmates in school, then your batchmates in college, and then your colleagues in your workplace. So, to every action during this every phase, these phases which I mentioned, to every action you perform along these different stages, you receive a reaction from the society. And the sum total of the reactions to the actions which you perform, as I said, the pixels, and obviously many pixels make up the megapixel, and a lot of megapixels actually make up the screen. This screen is your personality. The sum total of the reactions to the actions which you perform at different stages of your life. It becomes more or less fixed after the age of 30 years. So here's the question of adjustment and compromise. You see, when you solve a problem, your spouse will think that my father, if it's a daughter, and or my mother, if it's the son, the husband rather, could have solved this problem better. When a girl gets married and in a society, they go and stay in their in-laws place. Actually, what happens is that over there is a mismatch, a very normal, very natural mismatch in the lines of thinking of the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Now, whatever the daughter-in-law may do, the way she tackles a problem, the way she does a particular thing, maybe a daily routine thing, the son, the husband, may perhaps think that my mother could have solved it in a better way. But it may not be better, it may just be different. Similar, when a husband performs certain action, I mean, same thing, solving the problem or any daily action or anything, plans something. The wife may think that my dad, my father could have solved this or performed this in a better way. But it's not better, it's just different. It's all but natural that the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law, I'm talking about this, family only. I mean, these things happen in the school, in the workplace, in the college, anytime, different stages of life. I'm just taking the family as an example. So, you see the differences in the approach of a son-in-law and the dad, or the mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law, are bound to be different, isn't it? Because the son or son-in-law was brought up in a different environment. Let's use the term a different vertical. And obviously, his personality was shaped along those lines. So obviously, the father or the father-in-law, son or the son-in-law, they will approach a problem or they will do a thing, perform an action in accordance with their personality, which are bound to be different because their upbringing has been in different families, they've studied in different schools, their relatives have been different, their colleagues have been different, their college mates have been different. So, the even if they perform similar actions, the reactions they receive and the lessons they learn, the pixels and the megapixels are bound to be different. Similarly is the case with the mother, the daughter, or the daughter-in-law. But still, people have utopian expectations. They feel that she should have solved the problem in a particular way, or he should have solved the problem or approached or structured the action in a different way. But it is bound to be different, isn't it? You cannot expect two persons of different personality because they have been brought up in different environments to perform an action or solve a problem in a similar way. So the first thing is that we have to accept. Second, you have to accept that yes, they are bound to be different. Their approaches are bound to be different. Second, you have to adapt. You have to adapt yourself to the different problem solving approach or actions of a person whose personality is naturally and normally bound to be different. Okay? And once you accept and adapt, you can actually move forward the friction which results in stress in your mind on account of this, various differences of opinion. I mean, entire TV serials have been made, Kyuki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi and all that and all that. And obviously, life is not written according to a particular scenario. The scenario, okay, the play, everything changes on a daily basis, perhaps. You will never know what is the screenplay. I mean, in a movie, you can predict. But in your own life, you cannot predict. So, with each passing day, a set of problems appear, disappear. They are solved in different ways, tackled in different ways, by persons who have been brought up in different verticals of the society and whose personality are different. Remember, personality is never inherited. It is manufactured. It is developed. Once you realize it, the differences of opinion will not vanish, but the stress, the friction they will cause will certainly lessen, and that will lead to a more peaceful family life. I hope you have been enjoying the videos which I have been putting forward from time to time. If you do, please visit and like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So till the next video comes on, thank you. Have a wonderful week ahead.